3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a good time wherever you are. Days are flying, and today is my second episode of Supply Chain on Air. And this show will be every Tuesday, and we will host supply chain experts. Before we start our episode of today, just I need to check in the comments from where you are watching us. If you have any comments from our audience, just tell us from where you are watching us. Okay. I'm not sure if we are online. I think yes, we are on air. Okay. Not come to us yet in the comments. I just want to make sure that my voice is clear, the camera is working well, everything is okay. Yes, Hazem from Malaysia. How are you, Hazem? Okay. Ahmed Musa from Egypt. How are you, Ahmed Musa? Good to see you. Okay. Our expert of today has extensive experience in supply chain management, total quality management, and Lean Six Sigma. Currently, he is acting as Industrial Director in Legrand. Let's welcome Mr. Atif Abdel Fattah. How are you, Atif?
Hello, Shadi. How are you? I'm okay.
Fine, alhamdulillah. How are you? Everything's okay?
Hello, everyone. Yes, great, good.
Okay, Atif, before we start our topic of today, just in a couple of minutes, could you tell us who is Atif Abdel Fattah?
Firstly, it's my pleasure, Shadi, to be with you today in your amazing show. Really, thank you for the value you add to the supply chain community. Secondly, I'm Atif Abdel Fattah, currently, as you said, working as industrial director, acting as industrial director in one of multinational company. My experience in supply chain, mainly in planning and different companies, and also worked as project management in one of car manufacturing in Egypt. Plus working also in different functions of production and operations, quality management. So, I changed a lot the career, main experience in supply chain, but I worked already in different fields. Plus all of that, my career in training or my experience in training, I provide training since 2006. So I believe it's good. I love to do training and I love to teach people. It's one of my favorite, you can say, tasks, if you can say. So that's maybe I exceed the 2 minutes, but it's okay.
No problem. Very nice, Atif. And that's why you are here today as an expert and you will provide us a lot of information. As you know, today our topic will be in operation management. And this topic is very huge and can't be covered in one episode. This is correct. We can do it in one topic. In one episode. So let's summarize it as much as we can and give as much as we can from information that we have. So let's start in the beginning with a small question or general question. What is the operation management?
Okay, Ahmed, Shadi, at the beginning, management, operation management, it's at the end, it's management. So it has all component of management from planning and controlling and following up all the tasks and all the components. So as any type of management, we already make a plan, we already organize, we already lead, control, So it's any type of management have this, and the operation management, it's type of management. And the operations, if we talk about operations, you know, it's the spirit of the job, the spirit of the business. So operations, if we talk about the operation in manufacturing, all functions and all departments which run the operation to deliver the value to the customer. So we talk about manufacturing, we talk about quality management, and some businesses could be like project management as well to implement. So at the end, you know, operations, it's all process related to deliver the value to the customer. And even it's producing a product or it's providing a service. Because maybe not people know that operation management, it's not only for manufacturing, it's also for providing service.
Yes.
In hotels and training centers and any entity which provide value, if the value is product or the value is service, there is operation management to manage and to control and improve all these functions together. So this is simply what we could simplify the definition of operations management.
Thanks, Atif. It was very clear. So I can say that the operation management is a stage of creating goods or providing services to customers through a sequence of activities or actions. I think this
Yes.
is the simple definition of operation management.
Yeah.
Okay, Atif, before we go deeply in the topic, let's check our lovely audience. Their comments.
I see, yes, I see Ahmad Khalid and Karim Komi, Amamsi.
Yes. We have Ayman from Egypt.
Yes.
Our big star, Ahmed Khalid. Also, we have
Muhammad Tulba as well.
Yes, and we have Ahmed Abu
Ahmad Abu
Majd.
Majd.
Thank you. Tulba.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Tulba. Nihal Talat, nice to see you. Thanks, Nihal. Ahmed Musa, our friend. Atif. Thank you, Ahmed. Let's agree. Also, yes, Kareem. Hello, Kareem. How are you? Our also the master of SOS and OP, Mr. Ahmed Hamamsi. How are you, Ahmed?
Yes. Yeah.
And also Shadi Qazamin. How are you, Shadi? Till the moment, we don't have any questions, but let's agree. Through the episode of today, we will jump to the questions from our audience, and we will try to cover all the questions here in this show. If we couldn't, the answer will be covered after the show by Mr. Atif or by me. Okay, that was the first question, Atif. If you go deeply a little bit, could you give us some differences between, in the operation management, between producing goods and providing services? As you mentioned, we have two types, goods and services. So we need to know the difference between both of them in the operation management.
Okay, Shadi. The difference between the operation management in providing a service or in producing or manufacturing, simply it is the same difference between the product and the service. You know, the product is tangible. We can touch the product, we can use it, store it, make an inventory of this product, consume it now or consume it later. All this, we can say, elements or characteristics of product. But when we talk about service, it's not the same. It's intangible. So when we provide a course, when we have a service in hospital, when we in hotel, for example, mainly in services, not all are tangible like products. Also, it's we couldn't store the service. The perishability, we can produce the product and store it, but for the service, no. This cannot be inventory. Also, service usually it's consumed once produced. So when you go to have a training course, for example, you attend and you take the course direct, even if, by the way, recorded also the consumption different. And you couldn't store it like a product. So this is the main differentiation,
Different.
we say, different between both of them. And the same also in the operation management. In operation management, we manage the operation in different way. Where we manage the proceeds for the production, for the tangible products in different way. There is more focus in people and the staff who providing the service, responsibility for the operation manager, because the element of human in service is different. It's more important. We deliver the service by human, but for the product and for the operation management for the product, we put our effort to deliver the product in the better way, in the standard way, in the best customer service as we can. So mainly it's a matter of managing the process. The process different, and that's why the management of it's different. How to deliver the product in the better way. So you check all the process, manufacturing itself, the quality control, the quality assurance, all the elements of the operations to deliver the product. And in the next side, for the operation management service, you check mainly the human being, the staff who deliver the service, and to make sure and assure that every process in the system to deliver the service and every human in the process who are part of delivering the service are doing this operation in the better way to satisfy the customer.
Exactly.
I simplify it, but it's this is the key. This is the key between both of them.
Yes, yes, amazing, Atif. And let me say from your answer the details differences between providing goods or services. I got the common factors between both of them, like forecasting and capacity planning to match supply and demand, the process management itself, managing variation and monitoring and controlling the costs of the product, supply chain management overall. This is the common factors between both of them. Even we have a lot of difference in details, as you said, as you mentioned in your great answer, but we have a common factor overall, these two types. Nice, Atif, and you clear everything for me. Let's back again to our amazing audience. Check if we have something here. Kareem also would love to know what do you expect the major change of the operation management post-COVID? It's a very difficult question.
Yes,
You need to
Karim
answer.
ask,
Yes. Tricky question.
Yes, tricky question, Karim. By the way, I do love your content, Karim, and I'm big fan for your content.
Me too.
So
Me too.
yes, first to mention this. Back to your questions, what you say, what do you expect the major change of the operations management post-COVID? As all of us know, the consumer behavior changed during the COVID. All of us and our behavior and our practices are changed. So it impacts the marketing and the sales and the delivering the value to the customer, and also it affected the operation management. For example, now there is many work from home. Even for operation management, we have many companies, they decided not to back to work from the offices after the COVID. So it's one of a change. Now we can manage the operations remotely. The increase of following up and the digitalization. Instead of having everything recorded in papers on reports, now it's mandatory to have everything digitalized. We can access the reports from our mobile phone, from our tablets, and for the operations and the measurement as well for each aspect by the digital devices. So it's also affected operation management either for the product or for the service. In addition, as well, the speed, the speed, we must take actions rapidly. We have to respond rapidly to the changes which we have. So all of this are affecting the performance and affecting also the the management of the operations after that. We have already tools for like SCADA and other engineering tools to monitor the performance of the machines and workers remotely. But now with the industry 4.0, it's now more important, and now it's trend which not for fun, not for pleasure only. It's now mandatory to have the practices of managing remotely and facing and performing better without all of the contact. Now we can check if we have the facility to make a quality control without touching the product by camera or by sensors. Also, it's important not to have the infection, not to sanitize the product every moment. So there is inputs and elements, and now many of manufacturing now entities interfere in the production and the operations to make the managing of it remotely, the controlling of it wireless, if we could say, the improving and affecting the process and the performance in the proper way without much more people. Unfortunately, we could say it's have a good also impact and bad impact, because by the time the automation process will be more rapid to replace people by machines and by systems. So it's also could be also one of the negative point. And who follows the news about the McDonald's, because the rate of the hour increased, they said clearly, we could, if the wage are increased, we will replace the worker by the automation. So because at the end the system could replace people, unfortunately. So I believe all of this are consequences of the COVID situation. So I hope Karim,
amazing, Atif. Amazing. Your answer was very clear and you cover the point. If I could add the small point also related to the COVID, its effect in the supply chain process overall. For example, the equation of calculating the safety stock in the inventory management had been changed due to the lead time. Lead time had been changed because of the suppliers' delivery time changed, MOQ changed, MRB changed. Every small points in the equation had been changed. Therefore, the stock, let's say, policy or philosophy have been changed totally. And what we were not accepting before, now we are starting to accept. Before, we are trying to reduce the inventory as much as we can. But sometimes now, because of the COVID, we segregate the inventory in some items that were not considered as strategic to be treated as strategic because of the delivery time, because of the shipment issues, logistics, and all over these things because of the COVID.
Yes, and also Ahmed Al-Hamsi said a good point. Higher safety measures for sure. Yes, totally agree, Ahmed. That is also the safety measures now. It's higher even for the worker who for the manual assembly, for example. The measures for them, and even for anywhere, any aspect of the process, we now take care more about the safety. And as most of people said, we will not back like for COVID, even if all people are take the vaccine and the COVID are finished. The consumer and the people behavior will not back again the same. So it's also it's a very good point. Thanks, Ahmed Hamsi, for this.
Yes, thanks, Hamsi. Great addition. Okay, Atif, as we agreed, this topic is huge, but we are trying to dig more. So, as you mentioned, in generally speaking, the operation management that consists of one or more actions to transform inputs into outputs. So, sure, there is a lot of cross-functional business areas. Could you brief it to us?
Okay, Shadi, for the cross-functional, the main objective of operation management is to integrate this cross-function. So if we talk from manufacturing point of view, we have the production or manufacturing, and we have the quality control, we have the otherwise the planning and inventory. So all of this cross function have to work together. I don't know if you see my last video about the separated managed team and each function, which is the old
Yes, yes. I saw this video,
yes.
sure.
Yes, as they are working in isolated parts in isolated
Islands.
area. But yes, but no, for the operation management, it's integration of all this function. Production, if they put in their side in their mind to work with the high rate of production and achieving the production plan without integrating with quality, at the end we could have high rejection of production. And the quality, if they didn't take in their mind the customer needs, they also could make more constraint on the production. Inventory also and manage and the purchasing, if they didn't integrate with the finance supported function and as a production, they could purchase more and burden the system with the higher inventory. All these functions have to work it together and integrate together, and the operation manager and also for sure the supply chain manager, like a maestro, to organize all of this music together to have a good music at the end. So it's a good question, Shadi, because I believe it's one of the main challenges operations face, or anyone responsible for managing the operation. He faces this, KPIs, which a lot we can say, and how to manage them together without affecting each other. It's not easy, as you know, Shadi.
Very simple and fantastic answer. And Atif, your answer proved that all business units in the same organization must be well integrated through many ways, like regular meetings, transparency, information sharing, and the most important one for me, and I think for all, the working environment, the healthy working environment. And you can put a big bold underline for this part. Believe me, if you don't have a healthy environment, believe me, everything will be collapsed.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's back again to our lovely audience. We have here a question from Nihal Talat. Since the operation management has a direct impact on the performance, so how can it be measured? Amazing question, Nihal. Yes.
Yes. Okay, Nihal. Yes, as Shadi said, it's a very good questions, because if we couldn't improve what we didn't measure, so it's important to put the right measure for the right KPI. For example, one of the major KPIs to follow, or to see the progress and track of operation management is the OEE, which
Yes.
simply to check if we have a good control in our availability and our performance and our quality. Because at the end it's one KPI, but it's combined many KPIs in it. So this is the game. It's to put the right KPI to measure and to track this and to take actions accordingly. I said, for example, the OE, because it's affect many functions as well. It's affect the production and affect the quality as well. So we can focus on the performance if we're going well in the performance, and the acceptance level from the quality point of view, and the availability. If we have a problem in the availability of the tool, of the machine, or the workers, or the factory, at the end, the overall effect will be also going down. So this is one of the key. And for sure, for supply chain, we have many of KPI on top of them, the service level for the customer, because at the end, if we did a good effort and we did a good job, but we didn't fulfill the customer need, it's not the good way. So also for the service level, fill rate, inventory turnover, how many turns we achieve, the inventory level. There is many KPIs, but the main point to have is to integrate all this KPI, balanced. For example, you can use the balanced scorecard to have all these points together and measure it regularly and take actions accordingly. If we measure okay, we will have now the flag, the red flag to take action, and to take action, it will also improve and to follow up. If we will do this, is a simple way to have the improve. Mainly, I do love the medical cycle of Deming because it's a very simple tool. The plan, do, check, acts. Okay, we have a planning. We did the plan. We do this plan and check if it's okay or not. What to measure and to see to the differences, the variance, the deviation, and act accordingly. If we do this simple Deming cycle, the medical cycle, it will pay off at the end. So thanks, Nahal, for your question,
Yeah.
and I hope that I answer.
No, amazing. I could add also a small part, general answer for the same question. We use utilization and efficiency as an answer for this question. But to understand how to calculate the utilization and the efficiency, you should understand the meaning of design capacity and effective capacity. By the way, these two terms could be applied for any operation. It's not only for the producing goods, as Atif said in the beginning. So to understand what is the design capacity, it's simply the maximum theoretical output. And effective capacity is the capacity that we as an owner agreed to produce or to reach. Let's say the target. Then to calculate the utilization, it's simply the percentage of the design capacity, and the efficiency is the percentage of the target. So those two terms are being used to measure your performance. But sure, it has a lot of details in between. Atif, time is fly. And thanks. I believe that we have many questions to be discussed again in this topic. But let's go maybe to the last question, if you agree. If your time accepts that. As we know, most of the businesses are targeting profit, and this is simple. Then they are targeting the customer service level, and this done through meeting the demand. So, what are the requirements needed and actions to be done by the operation management to reach to the demand target?
Okay, Shadi. All of us know that demand always have an error. So we didn't have a constant demand. We didn't have one number for the demand. It's demand at the end. We make the forecast, so it will be changed from time to time. So the better action to take is to align with the operations with the demand. This alignment is the secret of the success. Which being done upon the S and OP management and the S and OP meeting, sales and operation meeting, and sales and operation executive meeting, you can say. It's very, very important because we have, 2 points. We have the sales who see the demand, who sees the opportunities. He see that there is coming good news or bad news. It depends on the demand trend. And the other side, we have the operations who are in ground. He face a problem with workers, with the machines, challenges with tools. So to align this together, it's the main objective and the main target of the supply chain manager to align this together and put the right agreement on table. Or to put all together what we see on table and to discuss all together. And during the SOB and the pre-SOB, which more important to have this discussion pre-SOB. And in this meeting and in this communication, the operation management attend, who responsible for the operation, the HR also be there, the finance, the purchasing, and for sure the supply chain lead this to see together at least 1 year ahead. And the demand changing, it's going up, it's going down, it's stable. And in the other side, to see the challenges which we have if we want to hire people, if we want to increase the capacity, if we want to take short actions, if we want to take long action, maybe. All of this alignment, it's doing a monthly basis. It's provides a good decision together to see the vision together of the demand and agree together on the actions what we will do. And I believe Ahmed Al Hamamsi and Ahmed Khalid make amazing job in this topic
Yeah.
in
Yes.
their regular weekly show.
Sure.
I believe it's very very good. Yes, and it's a very important topic because this topic is strategic wise important and also in tactical base it's important to have this regular meeting. Not all companies, not all entities have such kind of follow up. Maybe for some entities, they just take the orders from sales and deliver it to the production direct without filtering it in the meeting or discussing the challenges and take actions in ahead to overcome the challenges which you face for demand. But the successful entities and successful companies, they know the right direction to keep this alignment as much as they can and to each month or depend on the industry to have a regular meeting to check the demand trend and the fluctuation, the impact of it, and also the challenges in the operation with all functions inside it to align together and take actions accordingly. So I believe this is the best way to manage by the S and OP meeting.
Yes. Amazing, Atif. Your answer are very simple and clear, and I love your way in your answering the question. So I can conclude that the secret and the game is how to manage the resources, capacity planning, to reach to the desired goal. This is what can get from your answer.
Yes,
Atif, I believe we need more shows to cover this topic. It's very,
thank
very
you.
big topic. Atif, we need to really to have another show together. It was really amazing show, and I was very happy that you joined me in this show. Thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
support.
It's my pleasure, Shadi, to be with you in
Thank you.
this great show.
Thank you, Atif. I would like to thank our lovely audience for their time to attend this show. And hopefully every Tuesday I have a great expert in supply chain as we have today, Atif, and before Ahmed Khalid. Stay tuned for the coming show, coming Tuesday, with a new or another supply chain expert. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.